I do welcome this. My involvement is to have been chair of the What Makes a Good School Commission, which has got its final meeting tomorrow. It's one of those cases we've got the final meeting, but we've still got a long way to go. So I think it's the final meeting, but a lot of work ahead. And I'm ashamed to say we've all turned up in person and sat in the same room and got a pen and pencil and taken notes. So we've not been the best example of social networking or anything like that. But I suppose it's the equivalent of you reading your book for leisure. So we've got that contribution. Two main points really is all I think I want to make. I think I've always believed that everybody, whatever you do in your life, is also an educationist. When I was a minister, it used to be one of my favourite phrases that whatever you do to earn a living, you are also an educationist. Even if you are a grandmother or father and it doesn't work, you are still an educationist. And if we could have a society where everyone realises that they are an educationist as well as a citizen, we'd stand a chance of getting things right. I still believe that's true, and I think what I like about the work that's being done here is a formal way of acknowledging that with yet another group of people. And I think because of the amount of work that's gone on into building schools over the past years and the expenditure that I hope will still continue, those of you who work in the built environment area have absolutely been thrown into schools working with educationalists, asking questions like, what is the purpose of education? What are schools for? And so, to some extent, you've learnt yourself that everybody's an educationist, no matter what else you do. And everyone's got a view. And I very much like projects that can bring these things together. But the third thing I wanted to say was this network is a really good way of doing that. The worst thing that could happen would be that when projects are finished, everybody goes back to their own day jobs, their own silos, and doesn't continue to share information and to share good practice. And whatever my ability at Twitter, which is nil, but I can do emails and the rest of it, I couldn't, when I stopped being Secretary of State, I couldn't even send an email. So I've learnt all that since then. I'm making some progress. Well, whatever my feeling of how I communicate, the reality is that anybody who wants to continue to be influential in any part of our society at the moment has to be at least up with the game, if not ahead of the game, in terms of communication. So call it social networking. I tend to call it communication because that's, I think, essentially is what it's about. But to have this framework in terms of an organisation that can give us a better guarantee that the partnerships that have been built between the world of education and those of you who work in the area of built environment, who've been brought together, never more so than in recent years, to make sure that that can continue into whatever the future will hold for all our areas of work, I think is a fantastic thing, and I do wish it well. So, great. Invite me to the 10th anniversary, and we shall celebrate its success. Thank you very much.